Hujama once again, YouTube family. Back again with another video. How many of you are familiar with the Willie Lynch letter? I know most white Americans are probably not familiar with it. But how many of my brothers and sisters out there are familiar with the Willie Lynch letter? You'd be surprised how many aren't. And one of these days, I'm going to take that letter and break it all the way down and have a series of subjects and topics with regard to the Willie Lynch letter, okay? But basically what the Willie Lynch letter entailed was different ways of keeping the slaves divided and subjugated. You all know the old saying, divide and conquer, okay? Now, one of the ways that the slave master kept his slaves divided amongst each other was through the skin complexion of his slaves. You had the light-skinned slave, and you had field hands like myself, dark-skinned. And they used those two to keep them divided against one another. You know, a house divided cannot stand. And that's exactly what the slave master wanted, to help keep down any sort of resurrection that might occur on his property. You know, because you always got that one house nigga that's going to go back and tell master, what's going on? So-and-so doing this, master. So-and-so doing that, master. So, more often than not, you had your exceptions, but more often than not, the house Negro was light-skinned. The house Negro got a lot of benefits. He got to stay in the house. Their jobs were a lot easier than the field hands. They got the master's leftovers as far as clothing and, you know, food and things of that nature. Whereas field hands, the dark-skinned ones, they ain't have much coming at all. That's been hundreds of years ago. And yet still to this day, you have black people against one another because of their skin complexion. Okay? Now me, as you can see, I'm quite dark. And growing up, I've heard every name in the book. Every name. If you could think it, I was called that. I was called African Booty Scratcher, Tar Baby. I was called Spook. Whatever derogatory name you could think of. You could think it. I was called that. Crispy, crunchy, all that shit. I was called all that, you know, growing up. You know, I was called all those things. Even until now. I'm almost 44 years old. And I understand nobody likes dark-skinned people. I understand that. But why? Why are we as black people allowing this to continue to go on in our community in 2017? Especially from the so-called conscious community. When I hear my conscious brothers and sisters use the words and terms crunchy and crispy and black ass and tar and all this old type of shit here, you know, it makes me question, how conscious are you? Because if you're a real conscious brother and sister, you wouldn't use those type of derogatory terms towards your brother and sister. Even if you are joking, that's nothing to joke about. But like I said, I've been called these things for as far as I can remember. So it don't bother me. You know, matter of fact, I take my dark skin as a badge of honor. Okay? At one point in time, I've heard these derogatory comments so much that I became conscious about my skin complexion. During the summer months when school was out, You know, most of the other kids, they were outside playing. I didn't want to go outside and play. I want to stay in the house and watch TV. Why? Because I didn't want to be out there in the sun. Why? Because I didn't want to get any darker than I was. Okay. I even was so brainwashed at one point and hated the way I looked because of the teasing that I received when I was little, that I was looking into skin complexion cream, skin lightener like Ambi and other products that would lighten your skin. That's how embarrassed and ashamed that I was of my skin complexion growing up. But as I grew older and as I became more conscious about myself and who I am, where I'm going, where my ancestors came from, and all that good stuff, as I became more conscious about my Africanism, I began to wear my skin as a badge of honor, even till this day. I love being dark skinned. I could even be darker, as a matter of fact, if that's possible. And the jokes that people make about dark skinned people no longer have any effect on me at all whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I look at myself in a better position than they are because I'm closer, being a dark skinned individual, to my ancestors than they are. So therefore, with that being said, I look at me being black and crispy as a badge of honor. I love my dark skin. I feel comfortable in my dark skin. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Hey, Team Dark Skin, any of y'all that's watching this video, leave me some comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think about what I just said. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. Quite heavy.